Hooked on Avatar? Great! Let's talk about why the Fire Nation killed Katara's mother and all the other southern waterbenders. Hey guys, yeah, McGann, and this is the Fangirl, where dots will be connected so that mysteries get solved. And for all of the unsolved mysteries in Avatar: The Last Airbender, the one that bugs me the most is Hama's backstory. If you don't remember, Hama was that old bloodbender woman who was equal parts evil and justified in her actions. And as she tells it, the Fire Nation showed up to the Southern Water Tribe about 50 years ago and killed or captured every waterbender there. But why? Sure, that was part of the 100-Year War, and the Fire Nation was always a looming threat, but the Fire Nation never seemed to go after the northern waterbenders, even though it was a much more developed city, so there was a lot more spoils to nab during a war. I mean, comparatively, the Southern Water Tribe are very humble people that don't really have a lot. Plus, the mission of the Fire Nation was to specifically take the waterbenders from the Southern Tribe. Meanwhile, the North has plenty of waterbending masters, and nobody seems bothered by that. So what is with this huge bias? Well, the Fire Nation was aware that Avatar Roku had died, and that meant the next Avatar in the cycle would be born to the Air Nomads. So the Fire Nation goes and wipes out everyone in the Air Nation to ensure that the Avatar is destroyed. Everybody dead? All right. Check that box, the Avatar is not happening. And really, the Fire Nation was so thorough that they took out all of the air bison too, because they were the original airbending masters. So, no one's ever gonna learn airbending again under our watch. Oh, but wait. Let's go all the way back to episode 1 and listen to something that Zuko said.
The sages tell us that the Avatar is the last airbender.
So it was the sages who told Zuko to go straight to the Southern Water Tribe because the Avatar would be there. And shortly before that, Iroh explains that Sozin, Azulon, and Ozai all went searching for the Avatar and they all failed.
Even if you're right, and the Avatar is alive, you won't find him. Your father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all tried and failed.
And sure, we know that's because none of them were looking for an Avatar popsicle, but the fact that those sages seem to be so accurate suggests that they know what they're talking about. And hey, even if they didn't, the sages still keep sending the Fire Nation to the Southern Water Tribe. So if the airbending Avatar had been killed, who's next in line? Oh, it's just the Water Tribe's turn. It also stands to reason that Azulin's sort of rite to passage as a prince was to try and hunt down the Avatar. So maybe when Azulin couldn't find any hint of an airbender down in the South Pole, he made a different call. Maybe those sages have the right area and they are sensing the Avatar, but it's not an airbender. So just to be safe, let's remove all of the waterbenders from the South, and then that way either the Avatar is killed before he starts, or he's going to be born in a Fire Nation prison, so that the Fire Nation has custody of the new Avatar. And I think the only reason that Hama was kept alive is because they suspected that she was the Avatar. Really, she is an extremely powerful bender, and she taught herself bloodbending, which no one else had done before apparently, unless you go on to listen to Yakone, who never explains his backstory with all that. Maybe he was Hama's son though. I mean, she was free for years and years, so she could have done anything, literally. But if the Fire Nation did think that Hama was supposed to be the next Avatar, but she just wasn't fully trained yet, it would explain why they kept her alive when others were not so lucky. But eventually Hama escaped, no new Avatar really rose from those ashes, and the Fire Nation probably figured out that they were wrong. So what to do next? Oh, this special bulletin just in. There's a new waterbender in the Southern Water Tribe. Uh-oh. That would certainly explain why Katara's mother Kaya had to die about 40 years after Hama and her group of friends were taken. It's because the Fire Nation knew that a waterbending Avatar was due to be born in the Southern Water Tribe. And with all the chaos involved with not knowing what exactly happened with the previous Avatar, the Fire Nation was determined to stop any waterbender from achieving Avatar status. And if you go back and watch the episode where Katara confronts her mother's killer, it's really just so unfulfilling. We never get any reasoning behind the attack other than, oh, I was just following orders. Okay, well, whose orders? For what? Why? Doesn't matter, I guess, because the episode's really about Katara learning to let go. But seriously though, all we get to know about the situation is that the Fire Nation came to the Southern Water Tribe because it was rumored that a new waterbender had come up from the ashes there. So Katara's mother Kaya went, hey, that's me, so that they would do something to her and not her daughter. I don't think Kaya really thought the Fire Nation would kill her on the spot. I think she kind of expected to be taken as a captive. But either way, no matter what they were going to do, they were going to do something bad, and she wasn't going to let that happen to her little girl. But that's all we know. The Fire Nation came, they killed Kaya, and they left. There's no motivation behind it. There's no reason that Southern waterbenders had to die or be punished when Northerners were allowed to thrive. Well, there's no reason unless it's the sages. If the sages tipped off the Fire Lord that the next avatar was due to be a woman from the Southern Water Tribe, well, you can only imagine how the Fire Lord is going to react, no matter which one it was at the time. I'm thinking it would have been Ozai who started that mission, but I mean, actually Azulon works too, especially since he would have been the one to start murdering the Southern Water Tribe benders to get at the next avatar. And the sages aren't wrong because, ta-da, here's Korra, and she fulfills everything that the Fire Nation was actively trying to prevent during the 100-Year War. So the fact that we know Korra is the next avatar does kind of make this theory hold a little more water. Haha, see what I did there with wordplay? So even though I'm not a writer for the Avatar series, I'm calling this as a case closed. The Northern Water Tribe had a much stronger bond to the spirits, but it was just never in the cards for them to have the next avatar. And because the Fire Nation had sages who could predict where the next avatar would be born, that meant that the Northern Tribe and its bounty of waterbenders was largely left alone until, the end of book 1. I also wonder if the Fire Nation might have been more afraid of the spirits because Zhao the Conqueror certainly thought he had that covered and he did not. But basically, the North was allowed to flourish while the South had to be monitored and terrorized, all because these sages kept sending fire princes to search for the Avatar in the South Pole, and they were not going to mess around again. No matter what it took, no matter what they had to do, no matter who they had to kill, the Fire Nation was not going to let the next Avatar slip past them. And ultimately, I think the Fire Nation's goal was to just keep killing off avatars until the next one was born into the Fire Nation and could be raised under their influence. That way the Fire Lord could quickly identify and start grooming the next avatar to be his new war machine. But that's just really my guess at Sozin's plans. It might not be reality, but theories are more fun. Hey guys, end of the theory, but let's talk about some more Avatar-y stuff for a second. I have got so many Avatar things on order that are trapped in Amazon limbo that I'm going crazy. I've ordered the omnibus for every one of the Avatar comics. The only one I've gotten is Turf Wars, which is a Korra one, so I feel like it is not the right time to start that. I need to start with The Promise. But and I hate digital comics. I do not want to steal comics if they're available because that's just wrong. It's one thing to sort of find in less than ideal ways, like the Gargoyle comics from the early 2010s, because they're not publishing that anymore and they haven't for a long time, so there's no way that I know of to find it. But yeah, something that's available in the store right now, you should support it because that tells them, hey, we're making money, let's make more of this stuff. If everybody just steals it, they don't make any more of it. And in most places, there's also libraries, so if you have the ability to reserve a book online for free, just do that. It's simple. But anti-piracy opinions aside here, I'm so pumped up to get those comics in my hand, and apparently I'm waiting until the end of August to get The Promise. I am curious too. The Search is the one that I really want to sit down with because that's where they go find Zuko's mom, but that doesn't come out till October in the omnibus, and it is almost impossible to find it right now because they're not printing any more of the little books that they had. So people are either selling them for an ungodly amount or it's just sold out everywhere, and the library-bound omnibus is also gone. So just tears. I have to be patient and do things in a certain way and a certain order. But let's be real, the amount of people who read the comics versus who watch the show are just like a fraction of a fraction. A show, especially on a channel like Nickelodeon and now on Netflix, is going to reach millions, if not billions of people. A comic, you're going to be kind of lucky to get an audience of 1 million in many cases. I don't know particularly how the Avatar comics have gone. Man, this is a really weird derps. I'm over here in like ethics and business and none of this is fun. But long story short, if you want something, pay for it. If you're gonna love the art, respect the artist enough to support them. And if you can't afford it, hey, there's libraries. And if the libraries can't help you, save up. It's not impossible. I lived before the internet was a household thing. And if you really wanted something, you would work and save money and find a way to pay for it. If not, you just didn't get it because that's how the world was in the 90s. Anyways, thanks guys for listening to my weird ending here. I feel like I had a place to go and I lost it. It's been a long day, so we'll just call it. We'll do the little. How's it they do it? They do it really weird. Like it's not. I'm used to seeing like that, but they do it like that in Avatar. So we'll do a little that. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Many more Avatar videos to follow in the upcoming months. Bye. Oh yeah, I should stop the recording. Ha! And for all of the unsolved mysteries in Avatar: The Last Airbender, the one that bugs me the So the Fire Nation goes and wipes out every single air. So the Fire Nation goes and wipes out everyone in the Earth Nation? What? So if the And shortly before that, Iroh explains that Sozin, Azulon, and Well, family members, we're almost done, but I want to invite you to hang out with me in some other places. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as my own personal self, and I have a Facebook page too, but I mostly just post photos over there. And sometimes people say, "Hey McGann, I want to mail you something. How do I do that?" Easy. Just click the About tab on my channel page, and my most current P.O. Box info will be right there. I also run another channel, The Family. It's really a hodgepodge channel where we might post anything. Oh yeah, and I also sell shirts and stickers and stuff with the Family and the Fangirl logos. If that is your cup of tea, I have a link in every description of every video. Finally, if you want to help out the Fangirl channel and make sure I'm putting out video essays for years to come, the best way you can help is by subscribing and watching more of my videos, whether they're new, old, whatever. Maybe even share one or two on social media, help spread the word. People who watch to the end of videos like you helps to tell the site, hey, this is a good video, we should recommend it to other people. So if you made it this far, leave me a comment of something like, hey, I made it to the end. Love ya. See you next time, family members. Bye.